Once upon a time, in a vibrant meadow, there lived a tiny ant named Andy. He was known for his incredible wisdom and cleverness. The other ants in the colony admired him and sought his advice whenever they faced difficulties. One sunny morning, as Andy was making his way through the meadow, he stumbled upon a massive jar of candy. The jar was so tall that Andy couldn't reach its mouth, and he could see many other ants struggling to climb up to get a taste of the sugary treats. Andy knew that the candy would provide instant pleasure, but he also knew that it could be dangerous. He thought of the long-term consequences and the harm it could cause to the ants' health if they consumed too much. Using his wisdom, Andy decided to gather all the ants and share his concerns. "My fellow ants," he began, "I know the candy seems enticing, but we must consider the consequences. Consuming too much can harm us in the long run. Let us focus on our work, gathering food for the winter, and living a healthy life." The other ants were torn between their desires and the wise words of Andy. Some were tempted to indulge in the candy, while others understood the importance of their well-being. Days turned into weeks, and Andy's words lingered in the minds of the ants. They realized that Andy was right. They needed to prioritize their long-term health over momentary pleasure. With newfound determination, the ants got back to their work with a renewed sense of purpose. They focused on collecting food and building strong and secure homes for the coming winter. Their unity and hard work impressed the other creatures of the meadow. Meanwhile, the candy in the jar began to melt under the scorching sun, losing its allure and turning into a sticky mess. The insects that indulged in it found themselves unable to gather food effectively, and their health deteriorated. As winter arrived, the ants were prepared with an abundance of food and sturdy homes. They were healthy and strong, while the creatures that had prioritized the candy suffered the consequences of their impulsive actions. The moral of the story is that making wise decisions and considering the long-term consequences is crucial for a fulfilling and healthy life. Sometimes, instant pleasures can lead us astray from our goals and cause harm in the long run. It is important to think before we act and make choices that benefit our well-being and the well-being of those around us. From that day forward, the ants in the meadow looked up to Andy as their wise leader. He taught them the value of wisdom and the rewards it brings. And as for Andy, his legacy lived on, reminding everyone to think wisely and make the right choices, just like the wise little ant.